how it was appeared to be bright, because before I got to this level, I didn't have this stress. Before I got to this level of commitment, I didn't have this type of opposition. I was comfortable in my seat and nobody knew me. They just spoke to me or they didn't speak to me. It was all good. But as soon as I made sacrifice and as soon as I said, I'm going to give God my all hell has been breaking loose in my life. And now the carnal thinking says, well, maybe this ain't for you. Maybe you're not ready, but the devil is a liar. Now is the time for you to stand firm and do what God calls you to do. Now is not the time to think about the old and crave the old and say, I want the old. The devil is a liar. There is more for you. And so Paul began to minister to the church. And now he had to go backwards because he wanted to minister to their future and their purpose and their destiny that was to come. But he had to go backwards to deal with the carnal thinking and deal with the carnal nature, because carnality began to rise up in them. Then arguing and bickering and murmuring and complaining and frustrated. And so now their worship was not the same. Their praise was not the same. Let me break it down. It was more out of obligation. It was because I'm supposed to be here, therefore I will be there. Because church is what you're supposed to do. If you say you're a Christian, then I'll go to church. And so we would only come out of obligation or because that's how it's supposed to be. And so the heart and the desire for God begin to dwindle. And so as problems begin to come, there is no root and there is no power to overcome the problem. And so the carnality begin to rise up and overtake us and create a character in us of bitter, angry Christians. And so we're offended by every little thing and we're frustrated by every little thing, and we see things that happen and we get so angry. In our personal life we have issues, and with families we have issues, and we have all these things going on, and the carnality is overtaking us and we forget about the power that's inside of us. So the carnal was rising, and Paul says, I got to deal with the carnality to pull them back up to where they're supposed to be. I got to pull them back up to what I've created them to be. I've got to pull them back up because the craving for the comfortability and the craving for when I was happy, when I had money, but as soon as I started tithing, my money got in trouble. So now maybe my giving, and maybe is tithing really necessary? And all of these things are starting to deal with my mindset and frustrating my purpose. So Paul says, I've got to go down. Pull them back up again. There's more to you than the carnal thinking. There's more to you than your emotions and your feelings. There's more to you than okay, they hurt your feelings. They don't understand who you are. They disrespected your dream, your vision. They don't understand who you are. But God said it's not about everybody to understand. They're not going to see who you are. Yes, they didn't recognize what you were going through. I sure wish they knew what you were going through. I would love for the church to know what I'm going through. But I hear the Lord say, it don't matter who sees. I'll put something inside of you that will cause you to overcome and be victorious. But carnal thinking says, I can't go on and do ministry. I can't be what I'm called to be because they didn't acknowledge it. Or I can't go forth because this person didn't call me back. I can't go forth. I can't be who I'm supposed to be because things aren't going well in my life. So I'm going to sit in this hole and have a little pity party and cry about it because they don't understand. They should know better. And all of this carnal thinking is going on. Meanwhile, purpose and destiny is stagnated and I ain't going. Paul says, I gotta pull them up. So he begins to pray for them. Now keep in mind, Paul was in prison himself. Keep in mind that they were trying to kill Paul himself. Keep in mind that they stoned him. They did all types of stuff against him. He's been under persecution, and he had to forget about all he was dealing with to say, I've got to pull somebody else up. Can I just stop real quick? You know that you're maturing in God when all hell is breaking loose in your life, and you got to just bypass what you're dealing with to go down and help pull somebody else up. Who am I talking to in here? Who had to encourage somebody when you need to encourage yourself? Who had to help somebody when you needed to help yourself? Who in here had to give somebody advice when you didn't even know what to do yourself? The Lord said, that's because I've been calling you to a whole other level, and I know that I can trust you and you can help